You probably won't remember me when we're done with this, Governor. Because you see, that's the way it's always been. I've always just been Peter's brother. But you know, it doesn't matter if you remember me. It only matters if you remember Christ, the only one who's ever mattered. The one who changed everything. My everything. Your everything. You know, I remember the first time I met him. I was a disciple of John's. My father said I spent too much time following the crazy one around, and not enough time on a boat, earning a living. But I just couldn't keep myself away. You see, John had declared some man to be the Messiah only the day before. So I was asking John about it with a fellow disciple when Jesus walked past. Look! The Lamb of God! So we followed after him. If John said this was the Messiah, it must be true. But as we caught up to him, he turned around and said, "What do you want?" Profound, right? Thankfully, my companion thought to ask where he was staying. Then he spoke the words that changed my world. With one phrase, he changed everything. Come, and you will see. And that's what I've done, and will do for the rest of my life. I'll follow him even to that blessed cross, continuing to tell his story, calling others to follow. In fact, that's the first thing I did, Governor. I went and told my brother Peter, though at the time, he was only called Simon. Simon, Simon, we found the Messiah! When Christ met Simon, he changed his name to Peter. Little did we know at that time what that meant. Peter forgot when Christ was arrested. We all did. This is why I cannot deny him. I did once and I'll never do it again. I'll never forget that day. The soldiers came as we were all in the garden, and he let them take him. I'll always remember seeing him from among the crowd as they led him up to Golgotha. I can still hear his voice ringing out as he gave up his spirit, begging his Abba to forgive the soldiers for their ignorant actions, the Pharisees who took him to the cross, and me and my companions who abandoned him. And you, Governor, who do not know what you do when you deny him. Why would I need the forgiveness of a dead man I've never even met before? He is dead. You said so yourself. What I don't understand is why you keep insisting on telling this story. Because, Governor, he didn't stay dead. 3 days after we laid him in the tomb, it was empty. The women said an angel appeared to him and said that he had risen. Mary Magdalene said she saw him with her own eyes. And then he appeared to all of us, though the doors and windows were all locked. He showed us his hands, his feet, and his side. There was no doubt Christ had returned from the grave. And then before he left us again, he said, "Peace be with you. As my Father has sent me, so I am sending you." This is why I'm here. Because I've been to share his teachings and to show his love. Why you want me dead? Because I have been changed, and I offer this change to your people. Because I bring hope, not the despair of your idols. Because it is good for you, the judge of men, to first know your judge in heaven. Enough! Where do you get the audacity to speak to me in such a way, blaspheming the Roman gods? Oh, that came at Pentecost, with fire and wind. You should have heard Peter. Fellow Jews, and all of you who live in Jerusalem, let me explain this to you. Listen carefully to what I say. These men are not drunk, as you suppose. It's only 9 in the morning. No, this is what was spoken by the prophet Joel. In the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions, and your old men will dream dreams. Peter changed that day. Boldness filled his words, encouraged his steps. In fact, we all change. This is what drives me to destroy your temples and encourage your people to tear down their idols. Silence! Guards, take this man to his blessed cross. We'll see how much he loves it when he's on it. O cause, most welcome and long looked for. With a willing mind, I joyfully come to you, being the disciple of him who hung on you. Because the closer I am to the cross, the closer I am to God. But the farther I am from the cross, the farther I remain from God. The one who changed my life, my soul, my everything.
Oh!